Hey, so I've been sharing about product updates I've made and how little tweaks add up. And I shared this example that is, just a quick look at all of the product updates I've made in 2025 and what's happened because of them. And my favorite one is title tweaks because it's so easy. It's so fast. You don't have to do a lot. I mean, I love pricing changes too, but I think title tweaks are less stressful for me because I don't worry about the after effects so much. Anyways, how do I figure out what needs an update and how do I update it once I've decided this needs an update? Let's look at the YDP tools I use to do that. This is my winter strategy plan, so it's the one that's coming up. I have filtered it so it's only title updates, which, this is awesome. I've been working really hard to make sure my titles are maxed out and done well, so it's nice to see that I only have 2 on my list. So this is a resource that it's recommending. I know that one's pretty new, so I'm not sure we're gonna be able to do a lot of updates to it. This one I might be able to do some too. So let's go into word counter. And there's a lot of other stuff in here because I was just using this for something else. So we're just gonna scooch that on down. And I'll put the title here. And then I always put the number of reviews. Yeah, I don't know, we might not be able to update this a whole lot. Put the reviews there because reviews do affect where it lands in TPT search. And then I also put the first few lines of the product description, and that actually looks pretty short. So I don't know, maybe we'll be able to do something here. Now I'm going to open up the SEO tools and I'm going to go over here. Oh, I do have it filtered to 3 already. So that advanced filter just means that it's not going to give me it's not going to give me keywords that are like super, super, super difficult. I like to go to Lifetime for something like this because this is an evergreen resource. The last resource I was updating was more a seasonal one, so then I picked October instead. But for this particular resource, I want to just look overall, what can it hang for? It's probably not going to be a whole lot. I also have it set to popular in TPT right now. I'm going to change it to my Spanish words instead because this is specifically a Spanish resource. And then I'm going to go into the keywords in the generated suggestions and I'm going to narrow it down even further. So I'm going to try and do a few, what was this resource again? What is this? Days of the week, numbers, story. Okay. So knowing what I'm doing helps. So let's try days of the week. There's one in Spanish. So you kind of get the idea, right? I'm just clicking through for things that apply to the product and trying to kind of get myself a list. I'm going to go back to the product one more time and just see if there's anything that I could do here. Oh, maybe there aren't months in this one. Yeah, it is days of the week. And okay, shoot. It's part of my unit that I know has months in it, but I don't think this one does. Okay, activities, mini book. Oh, maybe about, yeah, it's not a checkout sheet. Okay, so not so much. That's okay. So then what I like to do next is I have this open, and usually I just kind of scooch this over, and I have my this open, and I scooch this over. And now I know, okay, this is popularity score and difficulty score, and it's sorted from most popular to least, obviously. And it tells me how difficult it is to rank on page 1. It tells me the market size, and it tells me about how much the average is on the page 1 for how much it costs. So, if I have a super expensive product, I don't want to be against a bunch of $2 or $3 products because people are just not going to pick it. So, what I do then is I use this as kind of like my bank, and I'll put them down here so I know what I'm working with. Well, that's not really a whole lot more, but it is more than I have. So days of the week and numbers 1 through 31 in Spanish, reading, story, and activities. This is 69 characters. Okay, so how about we had days of the week in Spanish. Wait, how many characters do I have left? 11? Randy's gonna fit 18. No. How about numbers? What if we do like this instead to story comprehension? Is that gonna be too long? Okay, numbers 1 through 31, days of the week in Spanish, reading, story, and activities. Story, reading, story, comprehension, activities. Okay. This short reading is a great way to practice. Let's do this. Spanish 1 students. Okay, how's that? 118. Wait for sub plans or review at the start of the year. Does that work? Yep. Okay, perfect. So then what I'll do is I'll go in here and I'll just edit this listing to show what I have done. And YDP automatically detects that I've updated the title, and it will track whether or not that was a good change. So I'll see you in a second here if I can pull up an example for you so you can see what I mean by tracking the change. Because sometimes you change things and it accidentally makes things worse, which is not ideal, obviously. Okay, now that that's in there, okay, let's see if I can find an example of something that I've changed recently. See, products with title changes. There we go. So I'll be able to show you one that I've changed relatively recently. Okay, so this is a product that I changed the title of, I don't know, at some point in time. Down here it'll tell me. So it tells me, okay, the blue dots are where I changed the titles. So here I changed the title on, I don't know, somewhere over here, what day? Okay, so it even tells me what it was and what I changed it to, and then it tells me this is like my average rank. So for a while there, it was ranking 26 on average out of all the keywords I rank for, and then it bopped back up, and then I changed this title, and it booped me up again, and now I'm back down. So I might have to check and see if, other people are also always updating their titles. So sometimes somebody else changes it to something I changed it to, and now it's not competing anymore. It also does tell you, if it's trending successful or not, and then how much extra money it's made since the change, because, right, ideally more people are finding it and then more people are converting. So that's kind of the nice thing to see, like, oh, hey, if I hadn't changed this, it wouldn't have made that extra money. So, woohoo! Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop me a comment down below and let me know. I'm so happy to help. Bye.